Hey there, kiddos. Today we're going to be going through lesson 5.2. 5.2 being able to write expressions. And when it comes to writing expressions, we want to be able to write the algebraic expression and then solve the problem involving the algebraic expression. We're going to see how to be able to write it numerically, algebraically, and then evaluate as we've seen with the other lesson in lesson 5.1. So writing each phrase as an expression. So 8 fewer than 21. When we see that, perhaps we're thinking, 8 fewer than 21. Well, that means fewer. Fewer is subtraction. So how would we write that? 21 minus 8. A lot of times kiddos will see the 8 first and want to write it as 8 minus 21. But because the expression is saying 8 fewer than 21, that means we need to subtract 8 from 21. Letter B, the word product, the product of 30 and 9. What does product indicate? You should be saying to yourself, product means multiplication. So when I see product, that means I'm going to be multiplying 30 times 9, and we see the two different ways that we can write that. What else? When it comes to communicating precisely, what other phrases can you use to describe the operations in this example? Well, hopefully you're saying to yourself, when it was looking at this particular question, when it comes to product means multiplication. Hopefully you were saying that to yourself. Let's take a look at example number 2. Write each phrase as an expression. 14 more than a number that's x. Well, more than means addition. So hopefully you're writing x plus 14 because we're adding 14 to whatever the value of x is. What about a number y minus 75? Well, here, minus means subtraction. So y minus 75. Letter C. The quotient of 3 and a number z. Quotient. What does the word quotient mean? Quotient should indicate to you that that's division. So here, it's 3 divided by z, or 3 being our dividend, divided by z, which is our divisor, or 3 over z. That would mean the same thing. So we want to keep these things in mind, that 3 divided by z and z divided by 3 are two different two different expressions. All right. So when it comes to subtraction or division, order is super important. Whereas when it comes to multiplication and addition, adding the two, the order isn't as important, but we want to make sure that we know what is what so that we're writing the expression correctly. But when it comes to subtraction and division, make sure you pay attention to the order because the dividend and the divisor are two different things, and that will change the operation completely, or change the expression completely, excuse me. Let's take a look at number 3. Write an algebraic expression for the following. The length of Interstate 90 from the west coast to the east coast is 153.5 miles more than 2 times the length of Interstate 15 from Southern California to northern Montana. Let M be the length of Interstate 15. Which expression can you use to represent the length of Interstate 90? Give you some think time. Do you think it's A, B, C, or D? What does more than mean? More than means addition. So if it's more than and it's an addition, that means right away we can subtract B and we can subtract C. We're then told it's 2 times the length of Interstate 15. Which one of these two, of letter A and D, shows you 2 times the length of Interstate 15? Well, M is what represents the length of Interstate 15, so it would be 2 times M. The only phrase or the only expression that shows that is letter A. So A would be the correct algebraic expression for this word problem. Let's do one more. You plant a cypress tree that is 10 inches tall. Each year, its height increases by 15 inches. Let's write an expression that represents the height in inches after T number of years. What is the height after 9 years? Well, first off, let's make a table of the height for each of the first several years before we write our expression. After no years, when we just plant it, how tall is it? Well, we're told that the cypress tree is 10 inches tall, right? And that the height is increasing 15 inches each year. So if it starts off 10 inches, after 1 year would be what? 10 plus 15. After 2 years would be 15 plus 15, or 15 times 2. After 3 years, 15 times 3. After 4 years, 15 times 5 times 4. And so our expression would be 10 plus 15 in the whatever number of years. In this case, the number of years is 9, so 15 times 9. 15 times 9 would give us a total of 135 years. And then when we add another 10, it would be 145, not years, but inches, because it's 15 inches per year. So 135 inches plus 10 inches would give us a total of 145 inches. Great. Now let's get to our work for today.